Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers, all my young brothers and sisters, my friends, my respected elders. Welcome to our book summary episode where we are now on episode number 7. We are summarizing this book that I hold in my hands. I'm sure all of you can see it. Kamaluddin wa Tamaamun Ni'ma, authored by none other than Shaykh As-Sadooq alayhi rahmah. And we are now on excerpt 7, where we shall speak about the similarities between Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam and Imam Mahdi alayhi salam. As we all know, the period of occultation of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam was that of 20 years. Of these 20 years, 3 days he spent in the well. He was in prison for some years, and for the remaining years, he was the ruler of Egypt. While he was in Egypt, his father, Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam, was in Palestine, and the distance between them was only 9 days of travel. Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam knew that his son, Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam, though far from him, was alive. Similarly, even we all are sure about the life and existence of Hazrat Mahdi alayhi salam, though we cannot see him. Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam used to spend his nights reciting elegies, praises in the remembrance of Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam. Likewise, the sincere lovers of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam spend their days and nights crying and lamenting for him. Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam made all efforts to search for his son Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam. Similarly, isn't it our duty to gain the recognition of Hazrat Mahdi alayhi salam? Doubters, those who were without the recognition of Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam, criticized Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam for remembering his son. Don't we face similar situations? The Shias in the occultation period of Hazrat Mahdi alayhi salam, they faced the taunts of the opposition, the antagonist. Just as the occultation period of Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam was a test, so too is the occultation period of Hazrat Mahdi alayhi salam. There is a hadith by Imam Jafar As-Sadiq alayhi salam where he says, the Qaim alayhi salam is also having a similarity to Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. The elder brothers of Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam had themselves sold him as a slave, yet when they met him, they could not recognize, till Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam himself had to introduce and say that I am Yusuf, your brother. Just as Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam interacted with his brothers when he was the ruler of Egypt and they did not recognize him, likewise, the personality of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam is also hidden from us. Hazrat Yusuf alayhi salam walked among the people, passed by them in markets and sat amongst them, yet they could not recognize him. Until Allah the Almighty permitted the divine proof to introduce himself, Hazrat Qaim alayhi salam will also be amongst the people, yet nobody will be able to recognize him. There is another tradition where Imam Jafar As-Sadiq informs us that when the fire was lit for burning Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam in that famous episode, Jibreel brought a garment of paradise for him and dressed him in it. That garment protected him from heat and cold, and when his death approached, Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam made it into an armband and tied it to Hazrat Ishaq alayhi salam, who in turn tied it to Hazrat Yaqub alayhi salam, and when Yusuf alayhi salam was born, Hazrat Yaqub tied it to him. This particular heavenly garment today is in the possession of Hazrat Mahdi alayhi salam. And when he reappears, he will reappear wearing the shirt of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, will have the staff of Prophet Musa alayhi salam, and the ring of Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam. We end our episode with our customary dua, where we ask the Almighty to hasten the reappearance of Imam Mahdi alayhi salam and give us the good fortune of looking at his face. Thank you. Khuda Hafiz.